Good morning and welcome to Inside News. It's our Friday show on the mark, and once again I'm happy to, I'm happy that Shaheel is here to join me. We had not a bad meeting last week. I think we found 6 out of 8, and we promised each other we're going to try and find 8 out of 8 this meeting. It's a tough card. There's 1 or 2 easy races, but there are quite a couple of difficult races as well to get through. It is the final leg of the 3-year-old championship. It looks like it's going to be a very, very exciting race, but let's start off with number 1. Well, race 1, it's a 1600 meter benchmark, 0.26, and never easy to find winners in this race, but it looks like it's going to boil down to the 3-year-olds, in my opinion. I like the look of Redline Captain. I never liked him first time out. I must be honest with you. He just looked too immature for my liking, and I thought he was going to be green, and it just proved to be that. I mean, he was racing at the back of the field, but I liked the way he finished the race. And what I do like about this horse is the improvement that he's made. I've seen him in the training. He looks a lot more alert, and he's definitely matured. And I think with that race under his belt, with that experience, probably the fitness as well, I think he's going to be a big, big runner in the first race. Shaheel, what do you like in the first?
I like actually Stockbroker. He's coming back to a 0.26. Maybe the benchmark 31 came a bit too soon for him last time. He'll be my first choice in the race. I don't know if you've noticed, this horse looks to have 2 accelerations actually. He stays too far back. When he comes around the field, he goes to the front. When he goes to the front, he like stops, and then he goes again. He
just battles to maybe quicken up.
Exactly, and that's how he lost against. It doesn't matter. I hope Dan Stackhouse will take all the measures to not happen to this tomorrow.
Yeah, well, I've written down that I think that the 1600 is going to suit him a lot better as well. I do agree with Shaheel. I think he just sort of battles to quicken up, and then he sort of comes back lately or late on in the race. I mean, when he did win that 1400, you have to say it was a bit of a weaker field, but I just think the 1600 is going to suit him as well. I've made him my second choice, and then one also I wanted to talk about, the other 3-year-old is Man from Seattle. Look, I did like him last time. I thought he'd be very hard to beat. But obviously it's going to be a lot tougher for him now. He's stepping up in the rating, and he doesn't have that 3-kilogram allowance. But he has got that sort of room for improvement look about him, and he's probably going to be my third choice. I'm going to go Redline Captain, Stockbroker, Man from Seattle. Shaheel, what's going to be your trifecta?
I'm going to go with Stockbroker, Man from Seattle, and Redline Captain.
Okay, all right, similar, well, same, just a different order. Okay, race 2, it's an 1850, benchmark 36, and well, this is going to be my bank of the day. I think he's going to be quite a tough nut to crack, in my opinion. Number 6, Bypass. In fact, Robbie Fay's got a nice book of rides. It'll be worthwhile following him. I see they used the trump card for Bypass as well. I'm surprised you'd need a trump card for Bypass, but obviously the fact that the rail's quite far out, it's 1850, only 8 horses allowed to run in this race, so that's probably why they used their trump card. But I think that this horse has run 2 very, very good races, and especially in that 1850 last time, it was a good run behind Chester's Wish. And I remember Robbie saying that he probably wanted to lead, but then another horse came around him and eased the pace, and then he decided he wanted to go with him again, but that horse quickened up with him as well. So I wouldn't be surprised from draw 1 if Robbie takes his horse to the front, and he might just be a tough horse to catch. Shaheel, what do you like in this race?
I like Bypass too. I agree with you. He's working very, very well. With draw 1, I just hope he settles in his races. He was a bit keen last time. He tries to pull. Yeah. I don't think going in front will be the best option. I just hope that he gets a good cover. Maybe he'll settle better. I'll go with Bypass for first choice. For second, I'll go with Rasta Rebel. This horse he's a change horse this season. He's shown so much improvement. He's up to a benchmark of 36, but I think he'll be still competitive in this kind of benchmark.
Yeah, that's exactly what I said. After 2 wins, he steps up to a 36, and look, a 36 is probably a little bit, I don't think he's actually 36 material, but looking in this field, I don't think he's got a lot to beat. But getting back to Bypass, you were saying that you hope he doesn't need. What would probably lead in this race?
Great 5-8, I believe. He's got a good draw. Yeah. Last time he did try to lead with Brandon Lewis' claim. I think he should be able to go in front, and he's trying to also use the trump card. Yeah, and I mean, I know Great 5-8 led in that race last time, and Robbie just wasn't sort of happy with the speed that he was going. So I think maybe with that draw 1, hopefully Bypass does settle a little bit better. He's going to be my banker of the day. My third choice is going to be Cully's Champ. I think that he's made quite a bit of improvement. He's coming on in the nice way. So I'm going to banker Bypass, Rasta Rebel second, Cully's Champ third. What are you going to go? I'm going to go with Bypass, Rasta Rebel, and Great 5-8.
Okay, great. Thanks, Shaheel, for that. Right, let's move over to the third race. It's a 990 benchmark 46. I think they're going to be, the 2 3-year-olds are going to be fighting this out. If you go back to that first leg of the 3-year-old championship, there was absolutely nothing in it at the line, except this time, Couronnement is 3.5 kilograms better off than riding shotgun, and you have to take that into consideration. The thing that puts me off about Couronnement is the draw. I'm a little bit worried. I think they might, and this is my opinion, I would like to see this horse given a chance. I'd like to see him dropped in. I think he's going to run on very, very well, this horse, but I'm just worried that maybe with that 3 off his back, they might just tell Brandon Louis to bounce and try and get him as handy as possible. But I personally think this horse will run his best race if he's given a chance. But I'm not the trainer, I'm not the jockey, it's just my opinion. Riding shotgun last time, I think Robbie Fred thought it was a mistake last time, fitting him with a pair of blinkers. He sort of he was slow away, and he never really raised a gallop. But wow, he really finished that race off very, very well. The draw one could maybe be against him because he's not a great starter, and he might just get boxed in early on as well. But I believe that he's good enough to come through and win in the end. And quite tough a choice between the 2 3-year-olds, in my opinion. And then obviously my third choice will be Wave Breaker. I think he's suited to this distance, and he's proven himself over this distance. Shaheel, sorry, I've just about taken my... Give us your sort of rundown of the race. What do you think?
It's the same thing as you. I've got the same trifecta as you, actually. I believe riding shotgun is actually my banker this time. Like you said, draw one may not be the ideal stall for him, because Robbie Fred says he likes to look around a bit when he's in gate one. But the way he finished his race last time, like I said, slow starter, he was carrying 61 kgs that day and still managed to finish only half a length behind the wall tag. I believe if breaks on terms with everyone, he should be a hard horse to beat. I agree with you with Couronnement. Like you said, with that bad draw and the claim, they should probably try to go in front. I see on his South African form, he's won from the front on 1,200 meters at Scottsville. I'll go with him for second, and for third, I'll go with Wave Breaker. He's back to a benchmark of 46 where he won last time, and he's doing well training, so he should go close. Okay, so
we've got the same trifecta there: riding shotgun, Couronnement, and Wave Breaker. Right, race 4. Tough races. It's a 1400 benchmark 61, and I have to say, unfortunately, El Mariachi's got the worst draw. Otherwise, I would have definitely banked him. I've made no sort of secrets about what I think about this horse. I think he's a top horse. Unfortunately, he's cracked this horrible draw, and it's going to be, well, he's going to need quite a lot of luck in the running if he's going to overcome that draw and come through and win. But he is by far the classiest horse in this race, and he must obviously be considered, but it's all going to boil down to whether he gets a good position from that bad draw. Shaheel, I don't want to steal all the limelight. Give us your opinion about this race, and then I'll talk about one or two horses that I like.
Actually, like El Mariachi, I know him from South Africa. Do you remember the race he won the KZN?
That's right, at Gravel from that bad draw.
Exactly. He won from the 13. He was drawn 13 out of 14 that day. He's got so much gate speed this race. I believe even with gate 11, if he can overcome it, he'll be a hard horse to beat. But there's some front runners in this race who can take him on, like the Tripster, who's coming back after a year. Even Valsdream, who's up in class from a benchmark 46 to a 61. I know you like him a bit. But I'll go with El Mariachi, and for second, I'll go with Split the Breeze. This horse showed some tremendous finish last time to finish behind Central Plus, a horse which you rate very highly. Yeah. So I think the race should be between these two.
Yeah. Okay. I would honestly, I would have gone with El Mariachi had he been drawn maybe 1 to 6. I just think that draw he's going to battle a little bit. Like Shaheel said, there's a couple of speed horses in this race, and I don't even know exactly where El Mariachi will get in, but you never know until the gates open. Sometimes you just find a great position for nothing, and hopefully that goes all right for him. He is the right horse in the race, I do agree. I just think that maybe Vars Dream with that claim again, and if he gets a soft lead, he might be a difficult horse to catch. But it's difficult. I'm gonna give you my 3 selections, but not in that order. I'm gonna go Vars Dream, El Mariachi, and Split the Breeze as well. That's gonna be my trifecta, but not a straight line one. I think you're gonna have to box those 3 horses.
That's true. But don't you think that Valsdream up in class from 46 to 61, you think he'll still be competitive?
I think so. If you go back to last year on the 28th of October, he ran in a 56 and he had 55 kilos on his back. Look, this is a 61, but he's won a 56. I think he's a decent horse. Obviously, he has got a couple of soundness issues, but I think he's quite a nice horse. And it's just the fact that El Mariachi's got that bad draw, it puts me off a little bit. Normally, I would have banked him. I would make him very, very hard to beat. But let's just take that trifecta, and hopefully the 3 of them run first, second, and third in any order. Right, race 5, 1500 meter benchmark 55 plus. We see the return of Chili Concani. Hasn't he been a revelation in this season in Mauritius? He really looks like a nice horse. He's got a featherweight on his back. Remember, JP van der Merwe can ride the weight quite comfortably, so he will be carrying 53. He's drawn 1. I think he's got the speed. He'll probably go out and make the running again, and he could prove quite a difficult horse to catch again. Look, it is a big jump for him up in class, but like I said, he's got no weight on his back. It'll be like he's running free, and I think Chili Concani is going to be quite a tough horse to beat in this race. He is taking on some decent horses, but I just think everything is in the favour of Chili Concani. The draw, the weight, the fact that I think he'll get to the front with no problem, and he's probably going to be my first choice in this race. Shaheel, what do you like in this race?
I like Karar actually. I'm very surprised that Robbie Fred's not riding a game, but maybe they have opted for the claimer because of the weight. Jamie Ayadassen did win with him on his penultimate run. I
thought he rode him very well that day as well.
In fact, and draw weight may be a little bit of concern, but like you said, there's some speeds hard in this race. Chili Concani could lead. Same for Speed Limit and Captain Magpie. If Jamia can place him like one off with a cover, I believe he's the horse to beat.
Yeah. Look, Karar, I've also made no secrets. I'm a big fan of Karar. Just that draw puts me off. Another race where hopefully if things go right for him, he's definitely, in my opinion, the best horse in the race. He's just going to need a little bit of luck, and if he manages to ride him like he did when he won on him, I think that's how Karar should be. They've always sort of chased this horse off to the front. He's been good enough to win, but I think he's a better horse when he's given a chance. So let's hope that Chili Concani or one of them go quite quick and he manages to get onto the fence. Then he is definitely a big runner in the 5th race. And then you can't write off Baritone. Obviously, he won the Duchess. He ran a very good race behind Table. In fact, he's beaten Table Bay. Last time was a good run behind Table Bay as well. I don't think the draw is a major factor for him because he can come from off the pace. But he's a very classy horse, Baritone. We can't write him off. But at the end of the day, Chili Concani, I'm going to go with my first choice to beat Karar and Baritone.
I'm going to go with Karar to beat Chili Concani and for third Baritone.
Okay, similar trifecta, just in a different order. Right.
Yeah.
All right, the 6th race, it is the feature race. It's a 3-year-old. It's the 3rd leg of the championship. It's over a mile, and I have to say the toughest race on this card. If you take out the 2 first-timers, 8 Barking Iron Overdose, there's an argument for every single runner in this race. It's a very tough race. Shaheel, I want to ask you to kick off because it's a tough race.
Actually, I'm gonna go with Perplexing because he's the proven horse over a mile here in Mauritius. He's won one time over 1650 and once over 1600. He's got the featherweight of 52 kgs. He's working superbly well. Listen, I think there should be a good pace in this race. He'll finish off very strongly. I'll go with Perplexing.
Yeah, his wins have been very well. They've been outstanding. His wins. They've been we've been perplexed by his wins, as the people have been saying. He looks like a really nice horse. Like I said to you early on in the season, he looks like he reminds me a lot of that horse, Diamond Light. I think he could be anything, this horse. Look, obviously this is going to be his biggest task up to date, but he definitely must have a big chance. One horse I like is Blowing the Box. I liked his first run, the fact that he was running on, and the fact that also that he finished behind Why Wouldn't You last time, but he's a lot better off in the weights now. I think he's 3.5 kilograms better off with Why Wouldn't You, and you have to respect his chances. Why Wouldn't You can't write him off. Remember, he made his debut when he won, and he was well supported that day by the stable as well, and he could also be anything. And then obviously Captain Rum, that was a very good debut when he won quite easily. He was also well supported by the stable. He's got 52, drawn 1. Like I said, I can talk about every single horse in this race. It's a very difficult race. I think if you are a pick 8 player or pick 6 or pick 4, I would just about put in the first 7 horses and maybe just leave out 8 and 9. But tough race. I'm going to go with Blowing the Box. Why Wouldn't You? Captain Rum, even Perplexing. Like I know that's Shaheel's first choice, but tough race to get through. Shaheel, what's your trifecta?
I'm going to go with Perplexing for second, Captain Ram, and for third, maybe King's County. Like you said last time, he was very unlucky. He got severely interfered in the final stretch. You were calling the race. You thought he was going to win. I also thought so. I believe he's good over a mile. He's got good South African form. He has to be really taken into serious consideration. Even Zodiac Jack, we can't write him off. I think he just needs to run a place to win the championship.
That's
so
right.
The stable and the jockey will do everything to make him place in the top 4.
I just hope Zodiac Jack doesn't lead. I'd like to see Zodiac Jack covered up and given a bit of a chance. I think he's, in my opinion, especially over the mile, if he wants to stay out the mile, see out the mile, I would like to see him covered up. And then you can't write off Cool at Heart either. I mean, a very good third behind Saint-Tropez last time. I thought it was a very, very good run. And like I said, very, very tough race. I'm going to leave it up to the race goes. But I'm going to go blow in the box. Why wouldn't you, Captain Rum? Shaheel, just give us your trifecta once again, because we've been talking so much about this race.
It's one of the best 3-year-old races I think we've had in marshes. So I'm going to go with Perplexing, Captain Rum, and Kings County.
Okay, great. All right, it's a 7th race. It's a 1,500-meter benchmark 31, and my value bet. And I asked Shaheel driving here, Shaheel, what's your value bet? And he was gone with the same horse, number 9, Blunderbuss. I really liked the way this horse ran on last time. He was a little bit slow away, and I thought he was a little bit too far out of his ground, but he really finished the race off well. He's drawn 2 again. Hopefully, he follows a little bit closer. I reckon if he's got 3-4 lengths to make up, turning for home, he can make it up in this sort of field. It's not a strong race, and I'm hoping that Blunderbuss gets home for Raj Ramdin and Keenan Stain. It'll be nice to see them back in the winner's box. 1 or 2 other horses are Gels Tiger. He's trading at 15-10. I must be honest, I wouldn't be rushing to the bookmaker to have a bet on Gels Tiger at 15-10, with all due respect. I'm not saying he's useless. I'm just saying that in this sort of field, I think he's probably a little bit overvalued there. And Captain Moss, he won a good race. He's got the claiming on. He must have a chance as well. But I'm going to stick with Blunderbuss. Shaheel, sorry, I know your value bet's also Blunderbuss, but tell us why.
Like you said, the way he finished last time was quite impressive. I just noticed that on his 3 last start, he's kind of a slow starter. Like you said, I hope he follows a bit more handy this time, if he could break some term with them. And hopefully he'll go 1 better. For second, I'll go with Gels Tiger. He's drawn 4. I think he'll be in the box seat. Robbie can place him anywhere when he wants. And for third, I'll go with Chap Chap. He ran a nice race last time behind Mamba Rock, only 2.85 length behind him. Should be able to run in the top 4 again. Okay, great. Well, it was similar. I just want to mention one horse. I'm not saying he's going to, but just keep an eye on this grey horse, Karari Secret. He finished behind Blunderbuss last time. He was very green on that occasion. I think he's going to obviously improve. If you are someone that likes to have a sort of each-way bet, maybe think about number 6, Karari Secret. But I'm going to stick with Blunderbuss. He's 10-1. He's going to be my value bet, and I think Shaheel's value bet as well. Right, the last race, it's a 1365 benchmark 0-20. Always tough to find winners in this 0-20s, but I reckon it's going to be between the 2 apprentices here, Shaheel Ayadassen and Brandon Louis. I think they got 2 very, very good rides in this race. And in fact, there was not much in it between them last time. In fact, I thought Charles, my boy, was a little bit unlucky. He got that bump. He did object, but it was overruled. But the only thing with Charles, my boy, is obviously the 1365 is probably a little bit sharp for him. The distance is going to suit Anton Ruskin a lot better. But I think Charles, my boy, if they go quick, he's in this sort of field, he could probably turn it around on Anton Ruskin. I'm just going to go with those 2. That's the only 2 I'm going to talk about. Anton Ruskin, Charles, my boy. There's nothing between them. Hard to say which one's going to finish in front of each other, but I'm going to make it a 2-horse race. Shaheel, what are you thinking? I agree with you with this. It is a 2-horse race between Anton Ruskin and Charles My Boy. Like you said, maybe the distance a bit too short for Charles My Boy. Anton Ruskin went so close last time. I thought he had 1, but Spin a Coin just nudged him on the line. With a claim of both horses should be able to finish in front of each other. For third, I'll go with It's My Party. I think if he gets a decent position from barrier 7, he should be able to complete the quadrant or the trifecta. Yeah, just bear in mind as well, Charles My Boy is 4 kilograms better off than Anton Ruskin this time as well. But like I said, that 1365, they might just go a little bit quick for him. He might just be found out of his ground. But if they manage to sort of keep him close to the pace, with that 4-kilogram turnaround, I reckon Charles My Boy could just get the better of Anton Ruskin. Right, well, that's our 8 races. That's done and dusted. As normal, I'm going to give you my banker bypass, and Blunderbuss will be my value bet. Shaheel? My banker would be riding Shotgun, and outsider same as you, Blunderbuss. Let's hope Blunderbuss wins it for us at that price of 10-1. I think it's quite a generous price for Blunderbuss. Right, that's a wrap-up. Thanks very much. Remember, next week, Wednesday, is our show, Jeu de Gallo, where we will be talking about this meeting. Hopefully we find 2 to follow and a couple of barrier trials and sand track work. Thanks very much for joining us. See you on Wednesday. Goodbye.